guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is going to be about reasons why you should consider becoming an LPN. So if you want to hear all these great reasons, then please stay tuned. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Mercy. I am a BSN RN, and on this channel I talk about nursing, lifestyle, beauty. I do a little bit of vlogging, and I just do a little bit of everything. So if you would like to join my family, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit the bell notification button so you'll never miss another video from me again. As I said before, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about reasons why you should consider becoming an LPN. First of all, I want to ask you guys, do you guys remember this top? If you remember the top, please leave a comment down below. This top is really famous for one of my videos. So if you know what I'm talking about, or if you know what video I'm talking about, please leave a comment down below. Okay, so let's get into the video. So a lot of people think that, first of all, LPNs are not nurses. I've made a video about this. I'll try to link it down below. But the truth is, LPNs are actually nurses. LPN just stands for Licensed Practical Nurse. It's kind of like an entry level of nursing, but you are still a nurse because you go through nursing school, you take the state boards. When you get your license, you practice as a nurse. Of course, there's different scopes of practice, so an LPN can't do what an RN can do scope of practice wise, or an LPN can do what a nurse practitioner would do. But you know, it's just different levels of nursing, and LPN is kind of like the first level of nursing. So a lot of people debate whether or not to get their LPN or go for their RN or go for their BSN, or you know what to do, and I get a lot of questions about that as well. And then I have a lot of people too who want to go into nursing, but they don't know what route to take. So for those of you who want to go the LPN route, and for those of you who can't go any other route, I want to talk to you about becoming an LPN today. And I want to tell you some of the benefits of being an LPN. A lot of you know that when I started my nursing journey, I started as an LPN. I was an LPN for about a year before I went back to RN school. So I have a little bit of experience there. So I just want to talk to you guys about that today. I'm going to list a few reasons, and I'm going to say number 1, number 2, number 3, and so forth. But no number is important than the other. I just like to say number 1, number 2, so I can, you know, stay on track. So the number 1 reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is, if you think nursing is your calling but you're just not sure, this is a great place to start. Because number 1, the schooling is very short. Depending on the state, it can be anywhere from 12 months to 15 months. In my state, it is 12 months, but I've heard up to 15 to 16 months. But it's still shorter than going to RN school, where it can be anywhere from 2 years to 3 years. So there's less schooling time. Number 2, it is cheaper. So LPN schooling is cheaper than your RN or your BSN schooling. So again, if you're not sure if nursing is for you, it's a great way to start. Spend less time in school, spend less money on your education, and it is also a faster way to get a nursing degree. So when you become an LPN, when you take that state boards and pass, you are a nurse. And everywhere you go, I don't care if you go to heaven and come back, you are a nurse. A LPN is a nurse, is a nurse, is a nurse, is a nurse. I am so sick of hearing this argument. People say all the time that LPNs are not nurses. I remember when I was an LPN, I was so proud. I used to wear my uniform everywhere, and I used to wear my stethoscope everywhere because I went through so much to get my license. And I would go to some places and some people would say, "Are you a nurse?" And I would say, "Yeah." And they would say, "What kind of nurse are you?" Meaning like what level of nursing. And I would say, "I'm an LPN." And they would say, "So you're gonna go back, right? You're gonna go back and become a nurse, right?" And I'm like, ugh, LPN is a nurse. Like, I've heard so many people, even some patients, say that to you. Like when you tell them you're a nurse, especially when I started doing home care, they would tell you to go back to school and get your nursing degree. So anyways, I just say that to say an LPN is a nurse, licensed practical nurse, or licensed vocational nurse. Some people say LPN, some people say LVN. The V stands for vocational, I think, and the P stands for practical. But at the end of the day, it says nurse at the end. Anyways, so it's less schooling, less expensive, so less money for school, a quicker way to get your license as a nurse, and a fast way to start making money. I always say this to people. When I became an LPN, I knew I wanted to go back to RN school, so I went and got 2 jobs. I think it was like 2.5 jobs. At the time, I was single, I didn't have a kid, I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities, and I knew that I wanted to go back and get my RN, and I knew the school I wanted to go to was freaking expensive, so I got myself 2.5 jobs, and I used to work. And guess what? As an LPN, I made a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, I made a good amount of money as an LPN. So it's a quick way to start making money. And then at the end of the day, if you decide maybe nursing is not for me, which happens all the time. People go into nursing and they go and get their masters sometimes. Some people just fly through and go and get their masters. Or some people go and get their bachelor's degree, their ADN, their LPN, whatever it is. Some people just go through the whole schooling, and once they get to the actual job, they decide, you know what? This isn't for me. This is not what I expected. This is not what I want to do with my life. So they changed their mind. And a lot of you know that nursing school is very, very expensive. You cannot afford to make that kind of mistake. So if you want to know, if you're just not sure, LPN is a great way to start. The second reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is because I've already touched on this on the first reason, but you make a lot of money. Nurses do make a lot of money. There's a lot of factors to consider, but overall, nurses make a little bit more money than, other degrees. So for example, the reason I say you make a lot more money is because as an LPN, you can make as much money or even more money than someone who went for a 4-year degree in something weird like, I don't know, animal hair scientist or something like that. And trust me, there are a lot of weird degrees out there. Like sometimes I ask people, oh, what did you go to school for? And when they tell me, I'm like, wait, what? Like, that's a thing? But it is. And then some people go to school for those kind of things and they can't get a job, or if they do get a job, they end up making close to minimum wage. But as an LPN, you're gonna make, most LPN, depending on the state, you can make more, but I just want to be safe and say you can start making anywhere from $24 to $25 an hour. And for a 12 months degree, that is pretty awesome. And you can make even more than that if you decide to work 2 jobs or if you decide to pick up a lot of hours. So again, that's another reason why you should consider becoming an LPN. The third reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is because there is a very high demand for nurses. And the demand for nurses is only going to get worse. So baby boomers are getting old. They're going to get out of the health field. And guess what? There's going to be a lot of spaces for nurses, or a lot of needs for nurses. So I think they're predicting around 2026 or something like that. And I know it sounds like it's far away, but it's really not. And even now, there's a lot of need for nurses. And I know that there's some rumors going on out there that LPNs are going to get faded away. That is a lie. I mean, I'm not the nursing gods or, the authority of nursing, but for me being in the field of nursing and seeing what I see, LPNs are not going anywhere. You have your rehab facilities, you have home care, you have private duty nursing, you have your nursing home, you have your assisted living. I mean, there is so many places where LPNs are needed. Even though a lot of them are getting faded out of the hospital, yes, that is true, but the RNs are needed in the hospitals, so they're not going to leave the hospitals and take over those places that I just talked about. There's going to be a need for nurses, and LPNs are not going anywhere anytime soon. So that again is one of the best reasons why you should consider becoming an LPN. The fourth reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is because not everybody has time to go to school forever. So for your single parents and your older men and women, people who just don't like to go to school forever, and people who need a lot of flexibility in their lives, or people who already have other things going on but they don't have time to go to school for 4 years, LPN is a great option. Why? Because sometimes there's even night schools for LPNs, so you can go to school at night and live your regular life during the day, whether it means like doing another job or taking care of your kids or any other responsibilities you have. You can do that while you're in LPN school. Not all schools are like that, but I've heard a lot of stories and people tell me that there are options out there. So schooling for LPN is kind of flexible compared to other four-year colleges. The sixth reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is, let's say, as I said before about those weird degrees, let's say you went and got a sports science degree, or something weird like that. And no offense to the sports science people out there, I don't even know what that means. Let's say you got a degree that you can't get a job in, so you spend 4 years or 5 years or even 6 years and got this degree and it's basically useless. An LPN degree is a great option because, again, shorter schooling, less money, especially if you have a lot of student loans that you have to pay back and your current degree is not paying it back. An LPN degree is great because you're gonna make your money and you can pay back those student loans. So that is another reason why an LPN degree is awesome. The final reason why you should consider becoming an LPN is because you love to help people. LPNs are nurses, as I've said 1,000 times. LPNs are nurses and LPNs save lives every single day. So if you think this is my calling, I want to help people, I want to save lives, then become an LPN. Because why? You're going to be saving lives on a regular basis. Even if it's the simplest thing that you're doing and you think, oh, I'm just an LPN, I don't think I'm that important. Even if you're just changing a wound dressing, guess what? That is important because that person's wound could get infected and they could get a systemic infection which can cause death, because if the infection takes over your entire system, you could die from it. And guess what? You're just an LPN doing a dressing change and you're awesome at it and you're doing it right. You just saved that person's life, because that wound, if not treated properly by you, the little old LPN, guess what? That person could lose their life. So you just saved a life. Or let's say you're administering insulin, because that's some of the things that LPNs do. That person could go into a hyperglycemic attack or a hypoglycemic attack without your help. So you're there to educate them, you're there to administer their insulin, there to check their blood sugar. Again, you just saved a person's life. So an LPN is just as important as any other nurse out there. So those are my 7 reasons why you should consider becoming an LPN. I know a lot of you guys out there are ashamed to tell people that you're going to LPN school. I talked to this lady the other day. She is very well respected. I have high regards for her. I like her a lot and I respect her a lot. But she recently started to go to nursing school. She's getting her LPN. So I asked her, I said, I don't know how the conversation started, but I asked her and said, so what are you going to school for? And she said, I'm just getting my LPN. So I was like, just? And she said, oh, I say it like that because you know how people are. And I told her, I said, forget those people. You better say it with your chest like Kevin Hart would say. An LPN degree is freaking hard to get. Trust me, I would know. So if you're going to LPN school, you better say it and say it proud and loud, because that is an accomplishment. Not everybody can get an LPN degree. And the people who try to put you down for getting an LPN degree, forget them. Just keep on doing your thing, get that LPN degree, and be the awesome nurse that I know you're going to be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below so you can become a part of my family. And also hit the bell notification button so you never miss another one of my videos again. I'm going to leave some links to other helpful videos down below, so go ahead and check those out. And also, I will leave Baby Nadia's clothing line store down below. So if you want to get some cute stuff for your niece, your baby, your daughter, your friend's daughter, your goddaughter, I'm going to leave Nadia's website down below so you can go check it out, so you can get some really awesome stuff for everybody. If you like the video, don't hesitate to share it with everyone. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.